Hello and welcome to the KIM-1 Corner episode 8. This episode will be diverting slightly off from the KIM-1 boards to show you these. Now these are all fake EEPROM ICs. Now you may have seen me using these. On there, this is the usual EEPROMs. Well, these ones are pretty old. Let's have a date on this one. Week 40 of 91. So this is, what's that, 35 years old? And unbeknown to me, these gradually wear out just due to age. But also, every time you erase them and write to them, they age as well. And I'd left them some of them underneath the ultraviolet eraser for like 3 hours, because I just put them there while I was doing other things, and that damages them as well. And well, I had 9. I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that are still working, so that's 4 of them have gone in the bin. So I'm burning these out too quick. So I thought, well, I know, let's get an EEPROM instead and use that. So we go on eBay and we order some stuff up and we end up with these. Now these cost me, it was about £15 for 10 of them. And I thought I'd try them out before, test them before I used them. And 6 out of 10 don't work. And the other 4, well, I'm not sure whether they're working very reliably or not. And I've had a closer look at them, and there's quite a few telltales to say that these are not as they're marked as. Starting off with, they're all supposedly new and all from China. Well, these come from Korea, China and Taiwan. And strangely, like this right at the bottom, are all dated, let me bring it up to the camera. They are September 23, which is interesting. Now that one there is September 24. Because Atmel stopped making these in May 2017. So they hadn't been making these for like 5 years before that date. Anything on the back? On the backs of them, there's quite a few scratch marks, as you can see. And which one is it that's got the mark on it? Oh, I've jumbled them up again. There we go, it's this one. If you look at the pins, they've all been soldered. Look at this first pin over here. That's where I put the iron on it. And you can see it's all nice and shiny. The others are grey. I mean, when you get a new IC, it's like that. They're all flat. There's no solder on it at all. But these, every one is soldered. That was the very first thing I noticed. Right. So we now have a closer look at each one. So this one. Right, let's have a look at that writing on the top. It's etched in the surface. I don't think the camera can pick that up. It's really etched into that. I wonder if, let's stick it under the microscope. Okay, it's under the microscope. And if you just look at it closely, oh, it's a bit big this. You can see where it's been etched side to side with a mill or something. You can actually see on that number 8 in the middle where the milling bit has come in and gone round to mill it. But also, this L at the end here, this line across off the T above the L, that should extend out past the L. So it's not even the correct logo there. And looking on the internet, it would appear that Atmel print their labels, they don't etch them into the surface. I'll bring it back over here. Alright, so they're etched in, the logo's not quite right. This one here's got bigger circles in there, just the moulding, where it comes out the moulding part of it when they're putting the ICs together. Now you've got 2 circles there, 2 on that, 2 on that. This one up here is quite smooth. This one, as you can see, there's 2 still. This one, you can't see any this end, and that one's nearly gone because they've been scraping the surface off. If we also look at this one here, we bring it closer to the camera. See the little dot there? That's pin 1. Well, the one sitting next to it. Oh, we can barely make out something there. What about this one this side? Nope, nothing there at all. And that's the one that's been sanded down. See the circle bits missing now. If we look at this one on the far end, well, it's much bigger. And these, well, this is the odder one out of the batch. It's got the bigger circles on it. Has that one got one? No, can't see that one either. So they're different, but they're all meant to be from the same batch. But these ones up here, these are the supposedly 2024 ones. Well, that one's got a dimple where the KIM-1 is. What do you got on this one? No, that one hasn't. And this one? No, that one hasn't either. And this bit down here, that's almost completely smooth there. They've all got well scratched underneath. And this surface on here is just, well, I don't know, it's not the same colour as going around the edges. So that says they're not the same either. The suppliers reckon they've all been tested, etc., but they always say that. These wasn't working properly, so I thought to myself, oh, I needed some other ICs, and I was looking back through my previous purchases on eBay. And while I was there, I spotted these. Oh yeah, I remember buying them now. And I had a look for my drawer. These are EEPROMs as well, for another project. And lo and behold, there's no indentations on them. All these pins have been soldered. Now, there was 4 from Taiwan and 1 from China. 4 out of 5 work. Oh, well, seemed to work. But I thought, I know. Since they seem to be the same as the others, I'll look through all of them. They had exactly the same telltales as all those. We've got this. This is one I attacked with the sanding wheel. You notice there was a bit of a dimple there, and well, I totally messed that up. But what I did manage to do is get these two out of the others. They're the two actual cores out of the other two ICs I've got. If I bring up a picture that I saved from that, I'll put them under the microscope. Okay, if we have a look at the what I got on there on the microscope, see if we can zoom in. I was poking around on them, and let's get this to zoom in the right place. Found this piece of writing here on one of them. It's really difficult to work out what that's saying, but that bit says flash. I'm not sure if that is a something IN, as in win flash or something. Anyway, it says flash. Yeah, I've looked at both of them. Here's another view. Getting close up here. Still can't quite work out this bit, but it still says flash. That's a nice one. So it's something flash. Does that mean that this is a flash chip and not an EEPROM? Well, it sort of makes sense, because if it's a flash chip, they're cheaper than EEPROMs and they work in a very similar way. So you could get a flash chip, skim it, remark it and sell it as an EEPROM at double the price. So I thought, let's, those 10 I've got, let's break one of those open now. See if I can do it with my hot air gun. I've done the other ones with a decorating hot air gun. I'll try this one with just the one I use for soldering. I'll see if we break it open and see what's in them, because these Wimbond ones are definitely fake ones. Okay, now I'm going to have to move this off of here. This is a book. Put black there so you can see them better. When it's on the white, the camera doesn't seem to like it and it doesn't show up too well. And let's see if I can break open one of these. Don't think I'm ever going to get my money back. I just won't buy from that supplier anymore. It's a shame that, because they used to, well, they are quick supplying and whatever, and I never had any problems before. But now they're being very awkward about things, so they've lost a customer. Let's see if we can open one of these up using my hot air gun. Sacrificial. I see. I think I'll try it without it on. Is it hot? A little bit warm. There we go. That's hot. Don't touch that. I've done this with a big 1200 watt heater on the previous one. Let's see how this goes. because I can't get the camera out to the other one. Okay, hold it in these pliers and try not to burn my hands. I'll bring it a bit better into shot. Oh, there's one bit off. Try not to make a mess everywhere. Oh, there it is. Ah, right, there's the IC, but it's on the, got a bit of plastic stuck on the front. I'll try and get that off there, because that's the back of it with a heat spreader. And get hold of it. Oh! Oh, here we go. Come off. Yeah, there we go, we got it. Right, just there. Right, let's pick this up and we put it under the microscope. I don't ping it across the room. What we got? There's all the grid work. Went quite neatly. What we want to do is find some writing. Oh, it's so difficult to focus. Want a blank spot if there's going to be any writing anywhere. Oh, what's that? What's that there? See if we can get writing on that. Oh, moved off target. Let's see what we got. Oh, can we see that? Alright, let's play with the lighting. It's upside down. It says atmel, so it's an atmel. I'm sure that said 19 something on it. Oh dear, oh dear. So I've taken all the RCs apart now. I used my hot air gun for paint stripping. It's a lot more powerful. I think that's 1.2 kilowatts rather than the 70 watts of my desoldering tool. It came apart a lot easier. Now these two here, these are the wind bond ones. There was 3 of those, but I seem to have lost one. And then there's one larger one here, medium size. These are all the Atmel ones. A bunch of them all the same size. I think some of those are upside down. Can see them there. So what we do is we have a look at this one, and then this one, and then one of these, and we see what's different on them. So this is the larger of the IC fragments I got out. You can see it is an Atmel one. It's got 2002 written on there. That was what was printed on the bottom of the IC, even though it had the same date as the others on it. And above it, it looks like it says 1985, I think that is. So this could be from 1985. It is the larger of the internal fragments of the ICs, so it could well be the oldest. So we move over to the next one. There we go. And see what we got on this one. This one's the middle size one. Anything on that? We got, what have we got there? Focus on that. It's got 17002 at mil. I can't see the other right in the size of what that is. Well, that's the medium size one anyhow. And if we look at one of the smaller ones, it's next to it. Focus on that. These are all the transistors in the memory. Let's see if we find the end of that. Oh, there's some writing there. Again, upside down. Let's see if I can turn that one round. Oh, this focus is tricky. And it's similar to the previous one. But it says 19,002. That was what was etched on the bottom of a lot of those ICs as well. So I think it's a revision number for the actual die. Again, it's an atmil, so we'll get that in the middle. There you go. So the bigger the number, the smaller the die, which will be newer the IC as well. So we've got 3 different dies, 3 different manufacturing sites, and 2 different dates. So there's definitely something amiss there. Can I get them all in focus? Oh, there's one, the whole die off one of them. Actual writing is right down the bottom here. So you can see how small they are. There's a tip of my propelling pencil, so you've got something for scale. There you go. It's a 0.5 mil lead on the end of that. So you see how small the writing is. So they're all meant to be made in China, obviously not. 3 different versions, 2 different dates, so you must have at least 2 of them with the same manufacturing date, but they're 2 different dies. I suppose it's possible. Oh, I made a bit of a mistake on the date. It's not September, it's week 9. So the dates were 2024 week 9 and 2023 week 9, which is several years after they stopped manufacturing. Here we have one of the photos I sent off to the suppliers. I was complaining about these. You notice these are all 2309s. They're the 72309s that were supplied. If we look at this image here, that's the same ones but flipped over. This one here's got 1902 on the bottom, 1902. That was 1902, you can't quite see it there. 1902. This one's no markings at all. This one I can't see, but this one here says it's a 202. So we've got a coil with a 202 in and 1902s. So this one looks the same as these others, and this is the odd one. This one was made in China, I believe. No, it's Taiwan. So there's Taiwan. These are Korea. And the China one must be one of the others. So if we now go to these 3, this is the bottom of the other 3 ICs. So you notice we've got a 1902, 1902, then another 202. Well, how do you get? Got 2 of them now with 202 written on. See these numbers here, they're different. That must be like the serial number of the IC or whatever. So that's a 202 core and that's a 202 core. We've only got one 202 core. So one of these ICs didn't have a 202 core in it. It had one of the others. It may well have been the 1702. Don't know. But the markings on the outside, this is underneath the ICs, a lie as well. Well, this episode was meant to be about this board here. And here we are, all built up. This is going to be a solid state drive for the KIM-1. Well, I'll say for the KIM-1, you could use it on pretty much any computer. I'll be describing how the interface works and the file system on it. That was going to be this episode, but this is going to be now pushed off for a couple more episodes, mostly because I haven't debugged the software yet. It's turned out to be somewhat more complicated than I originally envisaged. What we will be doing in the next episode, so we're going to be doing this board in the next episode. This has only come about because of what's happened in this episode, and I've had to change my tack a bit because I'm running out of EPROMs and it was beginning to get rather difficult to program. That is going to turn into this, which is pretty much just a RAM and ROM board, but as you can see from all the jumpers, is a lot more flexible. I've had to change what ICs I use because I've run out of the others, and well, this one up here is an EEPROM bought from a reputable manufacturer, and the reason it's this large is because it was the cheapest way of buying it, and we'll go into more detail later. And this is RAM, so we'll be covering that in the next episode. So sorry for the slight diversion. We'll be building this more efficient board, and if you want to see that, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see this one and this one in future episodes.